Hey guys, it's Syberia, and I've got a battle here against testing67. This is actually a crazy battle I just had on Pokemon Showdown. It's probably one of the best and closest matches I've ever had. You may be wondering where I actually am in this match. You won't see Syberia as either of the names. I'm actually playing on my Sally Ments account that I actually laddered pretty high while Mega Salamence was still a thing, just abusing that broken Pokemon, and I felt like since I went ahead and got the record, I'll just go ahead and keep playing with it. My opponent's here's got what's turning out to be a pretty standard team these days: Greninja, Latios, Ferrothorn, Azumarill, Heatran, and Mega Aerodactyl, which you don't see very often, but that thing's actually going to be a huge threat to my team. It outspeeds and one-shots Keldeo. It doesn't take shit from Talonflame and kills me with Stone Edge. It can kill Gyarados. If it has Fire Fang, it can kill Scizor. If it has Stone Edge, it can still do a bunch of damage. Rotom checks it pretty well. Garchomp goes down to Ice Fang. So I'm just going to lead with Rotom. It's pretty safe against everything he has except Latios, and I just don't think he'll lead with Latios. So I'm going to send out my Rotom, and he's going to send out his Ferrothorn. I just want to get the burn on that to slowly wear it down. He sets up Stealth Rocks. I really don't care. I have Scizor to defog them away. So I'm just going to go for the Volt switch. I switch out to Scizor, as it doesn't care about Gyro Ball. He goes for Leech Seed. I really don't care about that either, since I've got the Roost. And I am just going to go for the Defog. I'm not sure if that works anyways if he uses Protect. I really don't care. I'm just going to go for Defog. I get rid of his rocks. He ends up setting Spikes back up, which is fine. At least those don't destroy my Talonflame switching in. I go for the U-turn, and for a non-banded Scizor, I do a lot more damage than I thought I would. That probably means he's specially defensive, which will matter later. I'm just going to bring in my Garchomp. And I almost wanted to go for Dragon Claw, predicting the Latios switch in. I did not. I went for Swords Dance to set up instead, and that's great because I can just kill his Azumarill. That thing's gone. He brings in Aerodactyl. I'm obviously fearing the Ice Fang, so I'm going to switch out to Rotom. He does Mega Evolve and go for the Ice Fang, which gets a fucking freeze. That really sucks for Rotom. That means unless I thaw next turn, I'm probably going to die, and my options for beating this Aerodactyl are very limited. So he goes for the Stone Edge there. I'm still frozen. He goes for Stone Edge again. He misses, but you know what? I don't even care. He just got a freeze on my Rotom, so that's completely fair. I am going to Volt Switch out to Scizor, and I kind of wanted to defog right here to get rid of his hazards. At the same time, he's already seen defog, so I figured he would probably, or he might stay in and just go for the Stone Edge on my defog, which will kill me, and then his hazards are up for the rest of the game, because hazards do really wreck my team, especially Talonflame and Gyarados. They'll also hurt Rotom coming back in, and Scizor doesn't have too many switch-ins left either. So I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch, expecting that he's going to stay in. Unfortunately, he switches out to Heatran, who takes 8%. After leftovers, he's going to take 1%. I'm obviously not going to stay in. I'm not running any speed, so I can't switch back in. I go to Twilight Sparkle on what I thought would probably be a fire move. He ends up going for the Substitute, which is just fine. Since he has Substitute, I'm guessing he probably does not have Roar. I'm going to go for my own Substitute, which he cannot break with Lava Plume. I'm going to get the Scald off on him, break his Substitute. He's going to break mine, but that's just fine since my Substitute will not be broken in one hit. I'm just going to go for it again. He's going to switch out to Ferrothorn as I get a sub up, and I already know he's specially defensive because of how much damage Scizor did with U-turn. So I'm just going to go for the Secret Sword. I'm actually going to be able to take that out. That's huge, getting Ferrothorn gone. That'll give me an easier time for my Gyarados to sweep. My Scizor can do some work. Even my Rotom will have an easier time. He's going to bring in Latios. Since I'm still behind a sub, I have nothing to lose just by going for the Icy Wind. Now that I'm faster, I'm just going to keep going for subs as he tries to break them with Psyshock, which he does. Each turn, though, he's going to slowly whittle himself down with Life Orb. So I'm just going to keep going for substitute until he's within kill range. I think the first time I did about 32 to 33%. I can't kill him this time, but I do have enough HP after leftovers to make one more substitute. He is now in kill range. I am going to go for the Icy Wind and take that thing out. And Keldeo is at the point where I think Stealth Rocks can kill it. At the same time, I am banking on Keldeo to be able to deal with Heatran later in the match, so I'm just going to sacrifice my Rotom. I do have a Scizor with Defog that'll be able to get rid of, will hopefully be able to get rid of the hazards. So I'm going to bring in Gyarados. I know that Greninja can't touch it too much. I figure I'll go for the, actually he has low kick, so I shouldn't have Mega Evolved there. I figured they mostly carry Gunk Shot. I wasn't really expecting that. Anyways, he's going to kill my Gyarados. Life Orb is going to take him out, and he has left Heatran and Aerodactyl. So I'm going to bring in my Garchomp just to scout what he wanted to go into. He goes into Aerodactyl. I know the Ice Fang is coming, so I'm going to go out to Scizor. I barely take it. Thankfully, he does not freeze again, and right here, this is the absolute critical play of the game. I need to be able to defog away those hazards, to get Talonflame in safely, to get Keldeo back in safely. Even Scizor will die to Stealth Rock and Spikes if I don't get them out of the way. He has already seen defog, so I know it's not going to be a surprise, and right here we each have two options. I can go for the Bullet Punch, I can kill his Aerodactyl. At that point, Garchomp can come in, survive the hazards, and kill his Heatran. I can go for Defog, I can remove the hazards. At that point, I'll be able to bring Keldeo back in safely on Heatran. Since he's going to have to go to it, I can set up a sub. I can then kill Heatran and Aerodactyl. And at the same time, if he goes for the Stone Edge on my Defog and kills my Scizor, then Keldeo will die. Talonflame will easily be killed by Aerodactyl, and Garchomp also goes down to an Ice Fang. At the same time, if I go for Bullet Punch and he switches out to Heatran, he's going to kill my Scizor. I can't outspeed him. I'm actually running no speed EVs, so I will not be able to get the defog off. His hazards stay up. The same thing happens. Scizor switches out and dies on switch in, or dies to a Lava Plume from Heatran. Keldeo dies on switch in. Talonflame gets beat by Aerodactyl, as does Garchomp. So I have to get it right. I know that last time I was in, I went for Bullet Punch, he switched out. At the same time, my gut is telling me to go for the defog. Aerodactyl is kind of his win condition against Garchomp, so he will probably need to save it. So I'm going to go for the defog. Let's see what happens. He does switch out. He goes to Heatran. I go for defog. I get rid of his hazards. I'm not sure what I do here. I could honestly no, I can't let Scizor die. I'm going to go out to Garchomp because I do have a Lumberry. Even if he Lava Plumes and burns me or Toxics me, I really don't care. He sets up a sub, which I break with Earthquake. He goes for the Toxic. My Lumberry takes care of it. And right here, I've pretty much got the game won. I figure I'll go ahead and Dragon Claw because I thought he might go to Aerodactyl. If he didn't and I died, I can just come in with Keldeo and kill his Heatran. Then Scizor can kill his Aerodactyl. But I do take the Aerodactyl out with Dragon Claw. I then take the Heatran out with the Earthquake. That was a crazy game. I'm sure my opponent is probably not watching this. If you are, great game. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, sub. Later. Bye.